What is up, guys? Thank you so much for being here. So today I'm just doing a video about my EDC, otherwise known as everyday carry. Now real quick, before I go through every single item that I like to carry, I just want to mention that I don't carry every single thing every single day, because there's certain items I just can't carry to certain places, and then some of these items I'll carry in place of the other one. So I just want to get that out of the way, but with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. First item obviously is my phone. Mine, I believe, is the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus. I think, I'm not positive, but I think that's the one. Cheap case that I get from Amazon. I used to buy expensive cases like those OtterBox ones, I think they're called, and other ones, but they're not worth the money because they wear down over time, and these ones wear down in the same amount of time. So after like a year and a half or so, I might buy a new one, but these are like 10 bucks or something. So in my experience, some of the cheaper cases on Amazon are just as good, and this fully encases the phone, so even the screen and everything. By the way, I'll be putting like links to as many of these items as I can in the description down below. That way it's real quick and easy for you to just click on one of those links if you're interested in the item. It'll take you straight to where you can buy it. And I put those links there as like a convenience to you, but it also helps out my channel if you use that, because I'll get like a super small percentage from Amazon, and it's not much, but it definitely helps, and it's at no cost to you, so I would appreciate that. Next is my wallet, which is this little like compact, slim leather wallet, and I really like it because it's just so small and compact, and it holds a lot for how small it is. Even if you like max it out, it still stays super flat. And I believe this company is called King's Loot, and they make a few different like types of wallets, and some are leather like this, and some are like even more compact for just carrying like some money and like maybe a couple cards, I think. But this was the one that I liked the most when I did some research, because it lets you carry a card in the front right here that you can just pop up with your thumb, and it just pops out. And you're getting another quick access card because you get that one on the front, but then on the back there's this tab, and you just pull up on that tab and it comes flying. And then to put it back, you just push it back in. So that's super convenient. Your two most like used cards, you just put one there and one there. And then on the inside, I want to cover my ID, but you got like that clear slot where you put the ID and you can just slide it out. You can put cash or something underneath that, and then it's got a few card slots here where I can fit a couple cards in each slot. But yeah, so plenty of room for like the basics. It doesn't have like a dedicated cash pocket, but I'll normally just put some cash underneath here. I'll just fold it up and throw it in there. So not only is it nice and compact, but I also like the feel of the wallet because it's made with like a premium full grain leather. At least that's how they describe it, and it does feel really good. And since it's leather, it also wears in really nice. Now mine's kind of like black and worn in, kind of black like that, but that's because I literally only wear like black jeans like 90-something% of the time. So since it's only going in and out of black denim, the black denim kind of tends to like wear on here. But I don't mind it. I like how it looks kind of worn down like that. And the construction of the wallet is also lined with RFID protection, which, you know, when you like touch pay, like when you go use your card to touch pay, well, there's people that can use that same technology to walk by you and like gather the information from your card and basically steal your credit card information. And you probably hear stuff like that all the time about like, oh, you need RFID protection on your wallet, and you probably just kind of like don't think it's a big deal. But then I worked for like a year and a half at like a credit card company's fraud department, and you would not believe how many people call us. Thousands of people. There's so many thousands of employees taking phone calls dealing with stolen credit card information, and it's because this is one of the legitimate ways that they use, is they just walk by you, and if you don't have like a wallet or something that protects your credit card information from being stolen in that method, then you're kind of screwed. So it's not like a must, you know, it's not one of the main methods that they get credit card information, but it does happen. So I mean, why not just get a wallet that offers that? Now I have these Galaxy earbuds, which I like a lot, but you know, it comes in just like a white plastic case, and it's a nice case. It's pretty small and compact, and it charges them. But for one, I don't like the white that much, and I also didn't have like a place to really put it because it's kind of big to put it in your pocket. So I bought this like dark green case for it, which I think looks a lot better and it protects it from getting all scratched up or damaged if I drop it. And it comes with this little lightweight carabiner. Doesn't really weigh anything, and I can just hook this to my belt loop. They sell other colors of this case, but yeah, it was cheap and totally worth it. Now this guy is one of my favorite items. It's a simple thing. It's just like how I carry my keys. It's called a key bar, and it basically is like a little multi-tool for your keys. And it's nice because they also offer other tools that you can like put on it if you want. But I wanted the space for keys, and so I just got this USB because that's the only thing I felt like I really needed, because like for one, I don't own a printer, and so lots of times I need to like put stuff on this real quick so I can take it to the printer store. And I could probably put certain things on my phone, but then I don't want to plug in my phone like to the computers at the print shop or anywhere else. So I just like having this USB. It comes in handy, and there's like certain documents that I can carry on here if I want to. So they're just really cool because of how customizable they can be. Like I said, they have different colors, different materials. You can do one side one thing like I did and one side the other. Plus it's got this little clip on the end that you don't have to include if you don't want to, but I like it. That way I can have like my car keys on here sometimes. If I'm not driving, obviously, then I would just like hook it on there, but then I can easily take it off if I'm gonna drive. That way I don't have this heavy thing dangling. And then I have this cool little token thing, I guess you could call it, but it's filled with tritium, and so it glows in the dark, and so it makes my keys super easy to find if I was in the dark. But then I could also like take this little thing off and attach it to other things. Say I'm camping and I want to be able to like easily find the zipper at night to get into my tent. I can just take this off real quick and attach it to the zipper, and then you're never struggling to find the zipper at night when you're camping. So it's just cool to have this little token on there because it's useful for other things other than just finding my keys. And the company that makes these is called Rhino because they glow, I guess. And they offer them in like a steel but also titanium. Obviously the titanium is more expensive, so I would just get the steel one. That's what I did, but I mean, hey, you do you. And if you're not familiar with what tritium is, basically it's this component, this stuff that basically just glows all the time. It'll fade after like 10 to 20 years or something, but it constantly glows. So just in case you were thinking it works like glow in the dark where you have to like charge it up with light and then it glows for a little while, that's not the case. This is made with like a rare material that just constantly glows. Obviously in the daytime you're not going to see it because it doesn't glow like a light bulb, but at night it's very clear and easy to see. I do like to carry a flashlight and not just rely on the one that comes on my phone, because for one, the one on your phone isn't really like that bright, but also it's kind of hard to like hold or use that while you're like trying to work on something. And so this thing is super bright and it's easy to like put down because it has a magnet on the back, so you can like connect it to different things. If you're working on your car, it'll stick to most parts of your car, and that way you don't have to hold it and you can just use it hands-free. Plus this clip is like a reverse clip, so you can clip stuff to it this way or this way. So you can carry it whichever way you want. But what's also nice about that is you can put it on like the brim of a hat or something if you need to, and you could use it as like a headlamp. If you're not familiar with Olight, that's the company that makes this flashlight, and they're pretty well known now because they make so many cool different size, different lumen power, like different types of flashlights. And so I just like this one because it's small and compact. They're really tough. They're like water resistant. You can literally have it underwater and have it on, I think up to like a couple meters. But yeah, I've submerged it in water before with it on and just to test it out, and it worked completely fine. And it's made with a really lightweight, strong aluminum, so it's super durable. It has nice like knurling on it, so it's easy to hold. And then the last cool feature is the fact that the back not only is magnetic to like put on things, but it also recharges magnetically. So basically the charger has a cord, and then it just like magnetizes to that and it charges. So you don't have to take it apart and charge the battery, but the battery lasts super long, so you don't have to really worry about charging it that often unless like 1 or 2 days you're really using it a lot. But yeah, this is definitely worth having. Now as for my pocket knife, there's 2 nice ones that I own that I occasionally like to switch up. This one I probably like a little bit more. It's called the Spyderco Smock. Spyderco is a really good knife company that makes everything with really high quality materials, good blades, and they have tons of different styles, and they're just really unique and cool looking. Now this knife in particular, it's called the Spyderco Smock. It's a little bit different than their normal like knives, because Spyderco is known for having like a bit of a fatter blade style, and this one's more slim. But it's because they did a collab with a guy named Kevin Smock who makes custom knives. And so they called this one the Spyderco Smock. And they've got the Spyderco logo on one side and Kevin Smock's logo on the other side. Definitely a cool knife, super smooth. Got this little tab right there to assist you and help you flick it out. It doesn't have like a spring or anything, so it's not gonna pop out automatically. It's really satisfying. It's kind of fun to just sit there and kind of mess with it. Obviously practice and be careful. I don't want anybody like getting carried away and throwing the knife or cutting themselves. The mic is right here. You just can't see it, but yeah, there's no play or noise even if I try to wiggle the blade. So it's got a super solid lockup, and then you just hit this button and it collapses. But yeah, I just really like it because not only is it high quality, the blade's super sharp. Personally, I like thinner, like more slim knives because they take up less space in your pocket, and this thing is super slim, got a good clip on it, and yeah, I just love the look of it. And the other more premium knife that I like to carry occasionally is the Benchmade Osborne 2. And I got a video on that on my channel as well. Now I do like to carry a multi-tool, and this one is called the Leatherman Signal. It's like a medium-sized multi-tool. They make larger ones that have more tools on them, but I didn't want something too big because for one, I'm not a big guy, so it kind of takes up a lot of space in my pocket and can get a little bit uncomfortable. So I like to keep all my items as small and compact as possible. Now with this one being more medium size, I still get like plenty of tools, but it's still small and compact enough to where it's not like bothering me. And this is more meant for like an outdoor camping multi-tool, but it still has the basics that I can use at work. Plus it's just got like a cool dark forest green color, and the knife blade has a cool topographical map design on it, which I like. I just think it looks cool. And I prefer my items to be black if I can. That's why my knife is black, my flashlight is black, my phone case is black. And if it's not gonna be black, it's because it's gonna be like a dark green or a tan. Those are my favorite colors. So I love the colors and design of this. The knife is easy to access. Some multi-tools you have to like open it up all the way to get to the knife. This one you can just get with one hand, like straight from there. You don't have to unlock anything or open it. And same goes for the saw, because it has a saw on this side, because like I said, this is meant more for camping and outdoors. You've got this little fire starter where you can start a fire, you know, it makes sparks like that. And it has a blade, a blade sharpener right here. And both of those come off, and one of them you can use as a whistle too. So when you pull it out, you turn it around, you can use it as a whistle. So that's really cool because again, it just kind of goes with like the outdoor theme in case you get lost or something and you need people to try and hear you. But again, it also has the basic tools that I need on a daily basis. And I won't go through everything that it has, but it's got this part on the end, which is solid steel that you can use as like a hammer to smack something into place. You have this, which is like meant to be able to hang from a belt loop. You can hang it from like your backpack or your belt loop if you didn't want to use like the actual pocket clip. But this part right here is also, you hook this and it also works as a bottle opener. And then it's got other tools. Like I said, I won't go through everything. Oh, by the way, this locks. So if it is just hanging and it's not in your pocket and you're worried about it opening on you, you can just lock it with this little switch, and then you hit up on it and it unlocks it so that you can open it. So you've got wire cutters, you've got your needle nose pliers, you've got all kinds of other things, but I'll show you the main one that I like to use, or that I use the most, which is the screwdriver. And what's nice about all the tools that pop out from the inside is that they lock when they're fully extended outward, and then to unlock them you just hit this button. So you hit that and then it unlocks, but you'll hear how it clicks into place. And that's just nice because if you're pushing really hard, trying to like tighten something down, you don't have to worry about this like collapsing and smashing your finger. And yeah, then you have to put a decent amount of force on this. Not too much, but enough, and then it unlocks. And you can buy different bits from Leatherman if you wanted to, but it comes with this bit that has a Phillips on one side and a flathead on the other side. And I almost never carry the multi-tool and the pocket knife just because I mean, it's just not necessary because this multi-tool has a pretty good knife on it. And so I normally will carry this like on my days off when I'm not at work and I just want to have like a nice, more fun knife to carry. And then I'll carry this when I'm like at work because it has other tools that I can use. But yeah, you can carry one or the other. This is super handy for all kinds of daily things, just like opening packages, opening boxes, cutting cardboard down, you know, whatever. But if you felt like you needed more than just a knife, then obviously a multi-tool is great. So this is my carry gun, and I don't get to carry it every single day, unfortunately, but I do carry it as often as I can. And this is the Shield Plus. But before I get into like what I did to it and why I chose it, I just want to talk about the holster real quick. This holster is by Tier 1 Concealed. They make really good holsters with all kinds of cool customizable options, like different colors, different patterns. So I just got this multicam black. It's nice too because the clips are adjustable, so you can like adjust them lower or higher depending on how low or high you want the gun to sit in your waist. And then this thing right here, it comes with multiple like stackable layers, so if you want it to be thicker, it'll push the gun further into you, which is nice. That way this part doesn't print. Printing is when the gun is showing through your clothing, which obviously is a bad thing. I mean, not that somebody would assume you're carrying a gun, but either way, it might just look weird if your shirt is like popping out or something, especially if you're wearing like a thin t-shirt. So I just have it with two of the plates, and it pushes it just enough to where this isn't like sticking through my shirt, but it's not like sticking into me either. And when it comes to fit and finish, they do a super good job of like rounding off all the edges, making sure everything's really smooth. There's no sharp corners that are gonna like dig into your thigh or something like that. So obviously wearing a holster is never gonna be 100% comfortable, but as far as like how comfortable they can get, this is definitely up there. Now you can adjust the tension level, so if you want it to come out easier, you can, or if you want it to be really snug, you can do that as well just by tightening like certain screws. But mine, like you can see it kind of clicks in there, and that's how you know it's not going anywhere. So I did mention that this is the Shield Plus by Smith & Wesson, and this is my carry gun, so let me just, so it's clear, you guys don't have to panic. Plus there's nobody behind the camera. I used to own the original Shield, like the very first one that they made, and I carried it for several years and I had it all customized. The slide was Cerakoted with like a multicam black, and it had a custom trigger in it, which was an Apex trigger. I liked it a lot. And I also had these Tritium iron sights on that other gun, and these are super like robust iron sights, so definitely worth picking up. But then after the Shield Plus came out, I kind of was looking at it, and obviously I liked it because it's basically the exact same size as the Shield, but yet it carries more rounds. So obviously I was like looking at this gun, wanting it. And so after like a year and a half, I didn't buy it right away, but after like a year and a half of this gun being out, I sold my customized Shield and I used that money to buy the Shield Plus. The only thing I did is I took off the iron sights from that and put the original ones on. And so that's the only custom thing on this new gun is the Tritium night sights, because everything else about it is good. Like the trigger is good. This trigger just has like a really clean break, and it doesn't have like a bunch of take up or anything like that. So overall this gun is great just straight out of the box. Like it doesn't really need anything, but I do like having those Tritium night sights. And some people say that you don't need the Tritium night sights because if it's so dark that you can't see your sights, then you shouldn't be shooting because you can't see your target. And that's a really good point, but there's another really big reason why I like to have these sights on there. For one, the way they're built is just better than the old ones because the other ones were slanted. So if you needed to, like, say you had one hand, you're wrestling with some guy and you needed to chamber around, well with this, since it's got a flat face, you can chamber around like off of your belt. If we pretend that my wallet is my belt, then you can see that if you just put it on a flat surface and you can chamber around. Now, you know, you should practice and do all that, and practice obviously with an empty gun. The fact that you can see these at night is helpful for grabbing it quickly. So you say you keep this on your nightstand or something like that, then you can see it in the dark. So if you wake up and say you're gonna go turn on the light or grab a flashlight, but you wanna grab your gun first just to have it, well, you can see where it is real quick because I have this on my nightstand, and if I turn, I'll see the sights glowing, and it just makes it easy to find so that I can grab this, then grab my flashlight. And not to mention that these are just great iron sights as it is, and that front post glows super bright because of that like neon orange color. And so that front post also just makes it really nice to like quickly find your front post and be able to aim quickly. And they make this in different colors, so if you wanted that front post to be like green or yellow, I think those are some of the other colors that they offer, but I just really like that bright orange. It just really pops for me. Now last but absolutely not least is the belt that you carry. Now this belt is a Blue Alpha Gear belt, that's just the brand, but the most important thing is that you carry a good rigid belt that's not going to be floppy, because if you're carrying like a gun or this other gear in your pant pockets, then your pants are going to be a little bit heavier, and you don't want like your pants being like saggy or hanging down. You want everything to be up like in your workspace where you can like easily reach it. And so having like a good rigid belt also just makes it like more comfortable to conceal carry. And so as you can see, this thing is rigid. It's not like super floppy or anything like that. And one thing that's also really nice about this belt is like how quickly and easily you can take it on and off. So this particular belt, like I said, is made by Blue Alpha Gear. I own another one that's made by a brand called 511. This buckle is called the Cobra buckle, and different brands will still use this same buckle. And what makes the buckle so nice is that it won't come apart or come off, like no matter how hard you pull, like all your force, it doesn't matter, it's not gonna come apart. But it has these two little tabs on both sides, and as long as you engage both of those, it's not gonna come apart. If you just hit one, no matter how hard you're pulling, it's not gonna come apart. You have to engage both, and then it comes apart super easily. So it's just a cool style belt because it's really rigid, it's quick and easy to take on and off, but yet it's more secure than any other belt you're gonna own. And the only reason I bought this one and didn't just keep wearing my other one is because my other belt, I didn't think about this when I bought it, but it's like an 1.75 inches, so it's just like a 1/4 inch wider than this. And even though it's not that much of a difference, it makes a big difference when it comes to like what pants I can wear it with, because most of my pants won't fit with it. So then I bought this one, which is only 1.5 inches, and so it's slimmer and it'll fit through most of my belt loops on like even my casual jeans that I like to wear. And one little trick I like to do with my belt is I like to put the buckle to the side, so not in between my front two belt loops, but the next set of belt loops. That way it attaches there and it doesn't get in the way of my gun. Well guys, thank you so much for watching till the end. If you guys got anything out of it or you just enjoyed it, definitely hit the like button. It's like a super small, simple thing that you can do that really helps out my channel. It only takes like 1 second, so I would appreciate that. And if you like this kind of content, like anything that's to do with like guns or gear or backpack reviews, any kind of outdoor stuff, definitely subscribe. I've got a good amount of videos on my channel and I'm gonna be putting up more in the future. But with that being said, I just want to thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.